Hello, everyone. I want to take a few minutes how to complete a reflection survey for a particular test. And so here in this example, this is a reflection survey for test number 2, but they all pretty much work the same way. Um, you're going to have a similar grading rubric for questions number 3 and 4 and a reflection survey for the test as you had for a weekly reflection survey. Very important. Make sure you do the test first. This does not do you any good to complete a reflection test if you've not already completed the test. So make sure if you complete the test, submit it and everything like that, and then do your reflection survey for that particular test. And the grading rubric, again, it gets very similar to what we saw in a weekly reflection survey. So let's take a look at what a reflection survey looks like for a test. So question 1 says, prior to starting the test, how prepared did you feel you were for the test? Again, A, B, C, or D. I felt I was well prepared, somewhat unprepared, or completely unprepared. So maybe you would say B here. I felt I was somewhat prepared. Question 2, was your actual test grade higher or lower or about the same as you expected you would get before starting the test? So if you had an expectation, then you actually got your grade. Now keep in mind the grade here, if there's partial credit assigned, the partial credit may not have been assigned just yet. So your grade might actually go a little bit higher. So here, A, my grade was higher than I expected. B, my grade was lower than I expected. My grade was about the same as what I expected. I did not know what grade to expect. So maybe I say, well, yeah, my grade was about what I expected. So you'd answer C. Then here, did you feel the test was easier or harder than expected and why? And maybe you'll say, I felt it was neither easy or harder since it was similar to the review and practice test. Or maybe you felt like it was harder because maybe there were some topics you still didn't quite understand or grasp. Or maybe you thought it was easier because maybe the test was shorter, something along those lines. Again, just one or two sentences here. Would you change anything how you prepare for the test? If yes, what would you do differently for the next test? If no, why not? And so say, yes, I would go to tutoring um, a couple days prior to the test to get help on topics that I have trouble with. Something along those lines. Or maybe no, I felt like I did really well on the test. And I think what I did worked very well for me. That again, and then always go back and read and double check, make sure what you've written makes sense. And okay, so like here I said I would go to tutoring a couple days prior to the test to get help. Oh, so the typo there, you can fix it. Topics that I have trouble with. And then the last question, kind of similar to what we saw in the ways that do you want your instructor to contact concerning the test? If yes, your instructor will send an email in your Canvas inbox unless you otherwise specify. So maybe say, no, I'm good. You can just write no, or maybe say no, thank you. Something along those lines, or yes, yeah, I want to go over it. Keep in mind that with most of the tests and most of my classes, you won't be able to actually review what you missed on the test until about 2 business days after the due date for the test. It usually takes me a couple days to go through everyone's test and award the partial credit. So just kind of bear that in mind. And then of course, make sure once you're done, you click on submit. Again, it's going to say you got a score of 0, but keep in mind, each of these questions, they're all essay questions in Canvas, so they have to be manually graded by me. So I will go through and read through them and grade them. Again, if you have questions on how to complete this, please reach out to me. Thank you so much.